Well, I've got 10 o'clock here, and good morning, everybody. I know that if you're on the East Coast, it's 12 noon, but where I am, it's 10 o'clock. So we'll get started now. Thank you for joining me this morning. Thank you for wanting to learn a little bit about stress and a little bit about Tai Chi. I'm Dianne Bailey. I'm the creator of the Open the Door to Tai Chi system. The system is all about bringing Tai Chi to the everyday person, making it more accessible. So I'm very excited that you're interested in learning about Tai Chi. I've been in the martial arts for over 25 years. I started as a personal trainer in 2002 as well. And I now own a studio here in Denver that we focus on the mature adult in here. We do one-on-one training, we do small group personal training, and of course, we do Tai Chi classes. So today we're going to start and talk about stress. We're going to learn a little bit about stress, just what it does to our bodies. We're going to learn about Tai Chi and how it can help us with stress. We're actually going to do a little bit of Tai Chi together, so you get to experience some of that relaxation yourself. And as we go through this presentation, if there's some questions that come up, that's awesome. Just save them for me for the end. We'll have time near the end to answer any questions that you might have. So just jot them down as they come to mind, and then at the end, I'll answer them for you. So this line, it's better than a glass of wine. One of my clients actually said that when she was leaving Tai Chi class one night. She goes, Dianne, this is so much better than a glass of wine to help me relax. And I laughed and I said, Lori, I'm not sure that people would really concur on that, but I'm going to use that. I'm going to let people know. And she said, you do that, because I feel great after my Tai Chi class. So let's talk about what is stress. I found a definition. This is in the Webster Dictionary. There's several different pieces to this definition. Starts out as a constraining force or influence, such as, and you go down to that C, a physical, chemical, or emotional factor that causes bodily or mental tension and may be a factor in disease causation. You know, and isn't that interesting that there's so much in our world right now? We talk about just where this lifestyle diseases are coming from, and stress is one of those things that we're focusing in on and realizing that stress is not just causing us, it is causing us harm. It's making us sick. So there's, you know this, there's all kinds of different kinds of stress. We have relational stress, we have financial stress, there's political stress in our world, there's job stress, all kinds of, there's just this cascade of what's happening to us. Our bodies are actually beautifully designed to answer that problem of stress. It knows what to do when it's faced with stress. The question becomes, is it acute or is it chronic? Because that beautiful design is really meant for that acute stress. When we're attacked and we have to be suddenly at the moment doing what we can to survive. So that this is the science behind what happens in this beautiful cascade. When we're in danger, our amygdala immediately alerts the hypothalamus, sends out epinephrine and norepinephrine, which is adrenaline, right? Which makes us, the heart rate increase, the blood pressure increases, dilates the blood vessels in the lungs so that we can get more oxygen, and releases energy into the system, releases blood sugar from the liver and the fat, because We need that energy. We have to fight to survive. But that's not all that happens. After that initial surge, the HPA axis comes into play, where the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland and the adrenals are releasing cortisol as well as that epinephrine and norepinephrine. This helps make the body stay on high alert. It actually helps suppress inflammation, and it increases our appetite because it knows that we're going to have to expend a whole lot of energy to survive. So it wants us to replace that energy by eating. This is known, you know this, as the fight or flight system, the sympathetic system. Increasing heart rate, increasing blood pressure. It actually suppresses the digestive and the immune system because it needs us to be fighting at that moment, not digesting. So this is called the fight or flight system. When it's temporary, we know this is good. This is when it's acute. But when it's chronic, there's all kinds of problems that happen. Our body, our autonomic nervous system is set up, sympathetic side and parasympathetic side. We've just talked about that sympathetic side that gets us revved up. It helps us be able to fight or to flee. The parasympathetic side is the rest and digest side. It helps the body calm down. And really, we want to be living most of our life in the parasympathetic side. It's controlled by this big nerve, that vagus nerve. That's what stimulates this parasympathetic side, which helps our body be at rest, helps us do the other things that our body is supposed to do, like digesting, like fighting inflammation, like not being anxious, making sure that everything is at a good place. That's what the parasympathetic system is all about. Stimulated by that vagus nerve, acetylcholine is released. Cortisol drops. Heart rate and blood pressure return to normal. Respiration slows. Blood flow returns to the internal organs, which means digestion can occur, and the immune system is enabled to fight bacteria and viruses. This is a good, like I said, we want to live our life on that parasympathetic side, not on the sympathetic side. That should be the occasional problem, right? But that's not what's happening in our world today. It's not what the modern body is faced with, right? What if that thread is not resolved? What if we can't just fight or flee? What if it's constant? Well, the chronic stress that we live in today, that financial stress, that everyday relationship stress, job stress, whatever it is, this is a constant drip, and we're living in that sympathetic side. Cortisol actually gets kind of a bad rap. It's not a bad hormone. It's an important hormone, but that chronic drip actually results in impaired communication between the immune system and that HPA axis. This is from the American Psychology Association. This impaired communication has been linked to the future development of numerous physical and mental health conditions. Remember that definition back from the dictionary, disease causation. Again, from Harvard Medical School here, chronic low-level stress keeps the HPA axis activated. It goes on, it says persistent epinephrine surges, those adrenaline surges can damage your blood vessels and arteries, increasing blood pressure and raising the risk of heart attack and stroke. Cortisol stays elevated, which actually inadvertently contributes to that buildup of fat tissue and a weight gain, which spirals into increased inflammation as well. Remember, in that stress response, the body is releasing energy. And if it's an acute where you're having to get away from something, you're using up that energy. But if it's just stress at work, where you're sitting in front of your computer, or stress in the car as you're driving to work, you're not using that energy. That release of blood sugar into your system makes your blood sugar too high. So the body says, I'm going to take some of this blood sugar and store it. And it's stored as fat. And the body is smart. It wants to use it later. So chronic stress, this constant drip, is something that we have to figure out what to do with. Stress and anxiety, look at this, all of these pieces, how they affect your body. And we've already talked about the cardiovascular, higher blood pressure, risk of heart attack and stroke, increased inflammation, decreased immune function. Again, going back to that disease causation. How do we figure out what to do? How can we combat this? Because this is our world. I mean, we can't go back. We really don't want to go back to the caves, right? This is our world. So what do we do to help combat stress? Well, some of it, and you might laugh at this screen, but these are ways that people combat stress. Some people reach for a cigarette. They say that calms them down. Maybe they reach for alcohol or food. There are prescription drugs that, you go to the doctor and they say, here, take this to calm you down. Some people turn to exercise and or meditation. And those, I hope you would agree with me. Those are a little bit healthier alternatives than the other ones listed here. But realizing that heavy duty exercise is actually stress on your body as well. Exercise is stress. Now, yes, it uses up that energy and that's good, but we've got to find a good balance of how to deal with that constant drip of stress. And this is where Tai Chi comes in. It really is a beautiful balance. It helps the body balance out that sympathetic and parasympathetic system. It is a gentle, slow-moving form of exercise. This is the definition that I came up with. You may or may not have seen some Tai Chi. Hopefully you've been exposed to a little of it, and you will be today. But this is a definition that I came up with, that Tai Chi is a martial art that utilizes gentle flowing movements to enhance health in the body and the mind. It is a martial art and it is an exercise, and it's there for a purpose, to enhance health in the body and the mind. And Tai Chi is one of the most studied forms of exercises. There are thousands upon thousands of studies out there. And this list is really just from the Mayo Clinic list. If you look up Tai Chi on the Mayo Clinic website, they'll tell you these are the benefits of doing Tai Chi: improving balance and flexibility, reducing anxiety and depression, lowering blood pressure, increasing energy and feelings of well-being. These are amazing benefits, all from studies. It's not just the people that do Tai Chi anecdotally saying, this is what I get. These are from studies. And I want to go over a few studies today that directly show how Tai Chi can help you combat stress. So the first study, Tai Chi Chuan, modulating heart rate variability. This is one of the ways that we can determine if you're tapping into that parasympathetic system. TCC here stands for Tai Chi Chuan, improves vagal activity and the balance between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic systems. Remember that vagus nerve controls the parasympathetic side. This study provides direct physiological evidence for the role of Tai Chi practice in relaxation. This study talked about how blood pressure and heart rate all decreased after doing Tai Chi, and it enhanced the vagal modulation and tilted the balance, decreasing that sympathetic side. That's important. We want to live on the parasympathetic side. This study just talked about, remember, noradrenaline is one of those stress hormones that's immediately released. After doing Tai Chi, noradrenaline excretion was increased in the urine, which means you're getting rid of that stress hormone. Decreased salivary cortisol, which means you're not producing cortisol constantly. These subjects reported less tension and felt more vigorous. And I like this one because the stress reduction effect of Tai Chi is moderate physical exercise. Sometimes people may think that because it's so slow and so gentle, it's not really exercise, but it is. Movement meditation, yes, but it's also exercise. And remember those two things dealing with stress, those are the healthy ways, meditation and exercise. And it is movement meditation. This study was on that movement meditation, and it used actually MRI exams of people's brains, which I find fascinating, that we can, it's not just how do you feel. This is an actual MRI where it showed a decrease in gray matter density in the amygdala, which is known to play an important role in anxiety and stress. Remember, that's where that initial stress response begins. When the danger happens, the amygdala is the one that immediately starts that whole cascade. And this, with meditation, shows that it does help modulate that. And the last study that I wanted to go over, there's a study in Taiwan, it's very recent actually, and they took 3 different groups of people. The first group did not exercise at all. The second group did brisk walking, and the third group did Tai Chi. And the Tai Chi group blew them all away with a significant rise in stem cells. Stem cells that are blank cells, it says, actually undergo a change in function to help repair the adrenal glands. Remember, those adrenal glands are in this constant stress. They're constantly pumping things out, and they get tired. It goes on to say that this age-old Chinese martial art, Tai Chi, actively works towards renewal in the body. It helps reduce sympathetic nervous system stimulation, and by doing so, helps the body to relax and helps the adrenals to heal. So Tai Chi really does work. I wanted to go over those studies so that you're seeing it's not just something that I like to do. This is an actual scientific piece that Tai Chi helps you tap into that parasympathetic system. And it does so because it is a moderate form of exercise. You are working on your breath control. It is movement meditation. But it's not just slow movements. You have to understand the underlying principles in order to really get these benefits, to really tap into the parasympathetic system. It's not just going into a room and moving slowly. So I wanted to take some time and show you these basic principles, help you understand a little bit more about Tai Chi. These principles start with a postural event, columns. There's one column that goes straight down the center of your body, one through each shoulder, through each hip. Those columns need to stay intact. And when you think about good posture, your body can actually relax because the right muscles are doing the right thing to keep you upright, right? If you're in a bad posture, it actually is not relaxing at all. Your body hurts. The second of these principles is rotation. And you might say, you know, what does that have to do with being relaxed? Well, you'll see that when in just a few minutes, we're going to actually do some Tai Chi, and you'll feel how that rotation helps your body stay relaxed. Understanding substantial and insubstantial. This is all about where your weight is, understanding which side is full and which side is empty. And that's critical to staying balanced, which, as you know, if you're not balanced, then you get all tense and tight, and it's very stressful when you're not balanced. Moving from the dantian. Now the dantian is 2 inches in from your belly button and 2 inches down. This is the center of your energy. It's also the center of your balance. So we learn to move from the dantian, and this is something that we're going to experience in 2 movements that I'm going to show you here in just a minute. Understanding the ball of energy, where that energy flow is, how the Tai Chi is all circular movements, helps with that relaxation response as well. Being rooted and grounded, being stable in your stances, and understanding, again, how you're balanced. Relaxation is actually one of those principles, relaxing your body, connecting the movements. We'll learn some of the breathing in the movements we're going to do as well, and how that drives that relaxation response. I don't want you to forget that it is a martial art, and we'll come back to that in just a second. But I want to share with you the going to take on the one of our videos that we have is the daily series. And the daily series is really meant for just learning a little bit of Tai Chi for yourself, helping you understand those basic principles. So I wanted to share this one. This one is the basics of stress relief. So hopefully you're somewhere where you can actually stand and participate in this movement, so you can feel some of the benefits of Tai Chi. So I'm going to talk over this video. We're going to roll the video, but I know what I'm saying so that it comes through okay in the webinar. This first movement is wave hands like clouds. So you're going to take your right hand, and I want you to gently draw a clockwise circle in front of your body. And the hand is facing the face, and it's just about at eye level. I don't want it to be really big circle. I want your arm to be nice and relaxed, and that palm is just facing, just passing right by the face. Now, instead of just moving from the arms or the shoulder, which is what we were doing, I want you to start to move from your torso. So you can actually add rotation. And as you turn, now that rotation is actually doing the movement for you, helping the body relax. Now you get to use your left hand, and the left hand is going to draw a counterclockwise circle. I want you to move from the torso, just like what you were doing, and draw that counterclockwise circle gently across your body, allowing that rotation to help you with the motion. Now you have to put it together. So you're going to start with the right hand, draw that clockwise circle, and as it comes down, the left comes across, and then the right. And you're keeping those columns intact. So you're not dipping your shoulders, you're not getting into the motion. You want to keep those columns intact to allow yourself to stay relaxed. This is wave hands like clouds, and it's one of everybody's favorite movements in Tai Chi because it is so calming. You do actually learn to step with that one, but we're not going to do that today. I don't know where you are. Hopefully you're in a place where you can at least stand, but I don't want you to have to move too much. The next movement that we're going to do is pushing chi. So I want you to bring your left foot forward, and we're going to concentrate on moving from the dantian. Remember, 2 inches in from the belly button and 2 inches down. Bring your hands to the level of the dantian, and just let those hands float forward as you bend your knees, and then bring them back. Float it out and bring it back. Moving from the dantian, keeping those columns intact. Because if you think about your hands and you move like this is not relaxing at all. All of gravity is on my neck, it's on my lower back. This is not a good position, even from a martial arts perspective. So again, think about moving from the dantian. Let those hands just float out. Now you're going to switch sides, bring the right leg forward. And I do want you to think about keeping your hands loose and soft and keeping your arms kind of rounded. You don't want to push out and straighten those arms. This is really a tense feeling. You want to bring those arms gently, just as it floats out and then floats back. Now we're going to work on the breathing. So as you breathe in, coming towards your body, and breathe out as you push away. You're breathing in, and then you're breathing out. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. So you can see with pushing chi and moving from your dantian, keeping those columns intact, incorporating the breathing, all of these things start to drive that relaxation response. So now I'm going to go back to the presentation and remember these basic principles. We were just experiencing them. It's all part of Tai Chi. It's not just simple, slow movements. These are what really drive the benefits of Tai Chi and the benefit of stress relief. Look at that last one. I said we'd come back to it. The martial arts applications. You can't separate Tai Chi from its roots of being a martial art. It started as a fighting style. Isn't this interesting when you think about that, though it kind of seems like a paradox that something that's teaching you to fight can help you with stress, can help you combat stress. Well, it's really not a paradox if you think of it in such a way that, yes, you have a sense of an opponent, and that opponent is chronic stress. Tai Chi, by doing Tai Chi, you're actually allowing your body to realize that threat is neutralized. That's what allows the body to go into the parasympathetic system. It realizes the threat's gone. Now I can go into what I want to do. I want to rest and digest. So Tai Chi is excellent at letting your body understand the threat is neutralized. So this particular slide, just a week and a half ago, just last Monday, the 25th, I was teaching my class here in Denver, and I didn't tell them at the beginning. I just went in with, I want you to breathe. I want you to relax. We did several movements. It was constant movement. We did the form many times. And at the end, I told them what I was doing is allowing their body to tap into the parasympathetic system, just like what we're talking about here. And everybody was like, oh, it was so relaxing. And they left class. And then Jason came back into class about 2 minutes later, and he said, Dianne, my Fitbit captured it. And I said, what? And he said, I'll send it to you later. Well, he sent me this slide from his Fitbit that at the beginning of class, his heart rate was higher, and his heart rate actually went down during class. Now that's 45 minutes of constant movement, never stopping, never sitting, never relaxing. And yet his body was able to tap into that parasympathetic system, and the Fitbit captured it. It's so fascinating. I know that's one person. I know this is anecdotal. This isn't a study. But yet with our technology today, he could actually see that, yes, I was actually relaxing. And that's absolutely fascinating. Open the door to Tai Chi. I told you I was the creator of that. And our purpose is to make Tai Chi accessible to everyone. You can learn it. It's not mysterious. It's not hard to learn. You can actually learn to teach it if you're interested in that as well. Our goal is to make Tai Chi available to everyone. Make it accessible. Take it out of the shadows. And the thing I want to encourage you is you don't have to know Tai Chi. If you're interested in getting certified, that's awesome. I will teach you everything you need to know. Teach you the history, teach you how to do those individual movements, teach you the flow of the form. And then I'll actually teach you how to teach so that you're incorporating those underlying principles so that it really drives the benefits for your students. I help you organize classes. I give you class plans. So if you're interested in getting certified, if you're a trainer, think about including Tai Chi as one of your offerings to help your clients deal with the stress in the world. If you do choose to become one of those instructors, we also have a membership group so that you're not alone. You're part of a community of Tai Chi instructors, which is really important because we support each other with additional learning, with how to do classes. It's a really dynamic, supportive group. So I'd encourage you, if you're interested in that, to be part of our community of Tai Chi instructors. And as trainers, we need to know that this does actually provide continuing education. So all of these have been approved for 8 hours of study. And if you're interested in just learning a little bit of Tai Chi for yourself and not really getting certified, that's okay too. This is what we created the daily series for. What you saw today was part of the basics of stress relief, one of the 3 videos of the daily series. These are shorter forms. They're all based on the Yang style, which is what we teach in the certification program as well. By coming to this webinar today, by participating in this, we wanted to encourage you to, if you're interested in the certification or if you're interested in the daily series, you can get a 25% off today. Go to Tai Chi System, that is singular, taichisystem.com. And the discount code is webinar25. It is case sensitive. So if you're interested in any of those products, either the certification or the daily series, you have the opportunity to get 25% off. So I hope that you've enjoyed learning a little bit about Tai Chi today. Let's get into some of those questions. And if you want to start typing in some of those questions, let me know. First one that says, will a copy of these slides be made available? Yes, we are going to absolutely, this has been recorded, and we're going to give you that, give you the whole presentation. I know that sometimes people ask me with stress relief and with Tai Chi, they say it's so different and I'm stressed out just trying to learn the different movements. Well, that's part of what the Open the Door is about as well, is we teach you how to do beginning classes so that people are not intimidated, so they can relax and learn the movements and then go on to learn the flow of the form. That's part of what we want, is we want people to be able to relax. Another question is, do you use music in class? Well, that's a great question. I often do not use music because I we have so little time in our lives where there's no noise. And I want people to be able to enter that, you know, movement meditation side of things and not have the noise. But on the other side, I do use music every once in a while, and it's a very special class when I do. It needs to be soft, kind of amorphous music, and that helps people relax as well. My husband actually teaches a Tai Chi class at an assisted living place, and he uses music to create a space because he's kind of out in the open. So that music actually creates a space for people to be in, to be doing their Tai Chi as well. And if any questions, if anybody has any questions, I want to encourage you to, you can email me if, as you're watching this later, or if you have questions come up later, you can email me, Dianne at taichisystem.com, and that is Dianne, D-I-A-N-N-E, it's 2 N's, at taichisystem.com. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. I hope you've enjoyed this webinar. Our next one, we're doing a whole series this year of a couple a month about Tai Chi and how it's integrated in with other benefits and other disciplines. Our next webinar will be in a couple weeks, and we'll be talking about Tai Chi and brain health, which is a very important subject where a lot of the population, especially the mature population, is concerned about losing their brain function, right? And Tai Chi is excellent at helping that. So hopefully you'll be able to join me next time, and I look forward to it. Talk to you later.